I bought this caravan for 24,000 Rand, but the real cost is a lot more than that. After 3 years, 30, 40, even 50 trips later, I've finally sat down and I think it's time we add up everything. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what this caravan has cost me, what was worth it, what wasn't, and why I'm still towing this instead of a proper full-time off-road 300, 400, 500,000 Rand caravan. Now just quickly, before we get into it, I've split this into two parts. First, the actual caravan costs, and then second, the stuff I added. But realistically, I would have bought it anyway, even without the caravan. So I feel like I should mention it because it makes a big difference, but overall, it doesn't mean that you really need it. So let's start from the beginning. I've bought this caravan for 24,000 Rand. Now the caravan was in Mossel Bay, so this already sounds like a very good deal, but keep in mind I'm in the Western Cape in Cape Town, so I had to drive to Mossel Bay to go fetch the caravan. It is possible to do it in one day, but obviously you don't want to take the risk of driving the whole day because you get tired, and it's a risk being on the road if you're tired and lots of driving. So the fuel to go get it was around 2,400 Rand, and then accommodation to stay over for one night was another 1,950 Rand. So already before touching the caravan, we're sitting at just under 30,000 Rand. Then if you add the roadworthy, the paperwork, the transfer, everything to get it onto my name is another 1,800 Rand. And just like that, we're over 30,000 Rand. And keep in mind, we have not started modifying anything yet. Alright, so first things, we worked on the reliability. Now, the moment I got it, we did the wheel bearings and there was a little bit of labor involved, and that was 950 Rand. It wasn't necessary, but I did that as a preventative measure to make sure that the wheel bearings doesn't seize on my first trip, because I didn't know how old they were, and also they came from Mossel Bay, which is next to the ocean, so I wasn't sure if they might have a little bit of rust in them. Then came the lift. So the lift kit materials came to only 380 Rand. Now the installation was free, so that really doesn't count, but that was after hours work. So between myself and Erik from Supermac Garage, we basically did the whole lift kit on the caravan ourselves. So thank you again to Erik from Supermac Garage for helping me with that. He's helped me with all my projects and so much with this caravan. So let's just say it's not actually free, but I can't calculate it into anything here because I didn't pay him any money for it. And this is where things start adding up, even when you're trying to save money. Then we get to the wheels and the tires. So I've bought the 3 Mercedes Steelies from a scrapyard, and they were 500 Rand each. So it's 1,500 Rand for the 3 rims, obviously with the spare as well. The tires, they were technically not free, but I had a whole bunch of tires laying around for different cars, and Erik had the commercial off-road tire, all-terrain tire, laying there as well from one of his projects. So we basically did a swap. I gave him some tires, he gave me some tires. So technically they were free, they weren't free, I got them for free. Then the fitment to get the tires onto the rims, the local tire shop charged me 450 Rand for the 3 of them. They also had to beat the steel rims a little bit just to get them perfectly straight around the edges, because they were lying in a scrapyard after all. Then modifying the hubs, I had to take them off and they were gone to their local engineering shop, where they had to change the holes, the PCD on the hubs for me to make these Mercedes Steelies work, and the cost for that was 1,200 Rand. Then I had to buy new wheel nuts, obviously, for the new rims on the new holes from the hub, and that was another 200 Rand for the 5 on one side and the 5 on the other side. And then suddenly my cheap Caravan starts getting not so cheap anymore, but this was all necessary to make it properly usable off-road. So then I started going a little bit overboard. So stripping and painting the frame at the bottom of the Caravan, including the A-frame part where you tow it with, that was 480 Rand. I did a lot of the stripping myself with my cordless grinder, and we sprayed that again, so 480 Rand. Then the chassis and the floor at the bottom was completely sealed with a sealer that we sprayed on, and that product was quite expensive, which was 1,100 Rand. And then came the bed. The new frame, the steel for the frame, cost 600 Rand, but that honestly wasn't necessary. The welding of the frame was another 350 Rand, and to basically do rust buster on it and all those kind of things, and just to coat it in a layer of paint. And then the plywood board that goes on top was another 650 Rand, and the mattress that I've got on here was 1,900 Rand. This is a custom sized mattress. It's just smaller than a double bed mattress. And this is where you start learning some upgrades make a massive difference, and some you could definitely skip. Then came the comfort side. Now it's switches, it's lights, it's plugs, everything that's needed in here for the electricity. They were 1,370 Rand. Now that is mostly for buying the plugs, buying the little lights, buying the switches, but the installation again was done by myself and Erich, so there was no cost involved. We did this after hours, after work. So they are all small things, but they completely change the experience. And this is where I need to explain something very important, because this is where the cost can look very misleading. So things like the fridge, the inverter, the batteries, the solar, those are all things that's in the Caravan now, but to be fair, I would have bought it anyways for the Prado for camping. So if I installed it into the Prado or into the Caravan, either way I would have had those costs anyways. For example, my fridge was 13,999 Rand. The inverter was 12,999 Rand. The 2 lithium batteries was 24,000 Rand together. And then my solar with the brackets and some of the cabling was 2,200 Rand. That is a big chunk of money. But if this Caravan didn't exist, I'd still have that setup. So it's important to separate that, otherwise the numbers don't really tell the full story, as you can see. Then there's the stuff you always forget. Now with this, you can basically decide some of the things I would have bought anyways, some of the stuff I was buying because I have the Caravan now. So for example, my portable table, the one that I always put outside, I was able to buy a bigger one because I have the Caravan, so it was more expensive naturally. But if I was only camping with the Prado and the rooftop tent, I would have had a table anyways. I would just buy a smaller one obviously for the space saving situation. But yeah, the random parts, small fixes, things you don't really write down at the time, they obviously add up quite a bit. So I've put down another 3,500 Rand for all of those, and honestly that's probably still underestimating it by quite a lot. So adding everything together, the Caravan itself and all the actual Caravan specific work comes to just under 100,000 Rand. Now that is from a 24,000 Rand starting point, and that is the reality of these builds. These things add up very, very quickly. And then we get to the crazy part. I'm not even done. Even though I've owned this Caravan for 3 years, there is a whole list of things. Now some of these things, they do need to happen because they are required to do them. Some of them, are nice to haves, and there's a whole bunch of reasons why I want certain things to happen within the next, let's say, 6 months to a year. And one of them is the canvas around the roof with the zips and the mesh. Now to get that replaced is 3,800 Rand. Mine has some stains on it, and the mesh is already so old, so it starts tearing open, so it doesn't keep the bugs and everything out anymore. So that will be another little chunk of money. Then my roof shocks, they need to be replaced, and that will be another 1,660 Rand. Then I need a bigger, stronger double wheel jockey wheel, and that will be 1,050 Rand. Then the new roof rubber that seals around the roof when the roof is closed. From all the weather conditions, obviously, that rubber started perishing already, so I need to replace that, and that comes to 550 Rand. Then the other thing I really want to do is my axle upgrade. Is it needed? No, it's not needed, but I see that as a nice to have and also a little bit of preventative. The axle upgrade is another 4,500 Rand. Then the stabilization extended legs, that is something that definitely needs to happen, unless I can work something out myself, or maybe I can work with some blocks in the meantime. But I feel like that needs a proper upgrade, because I've been working like this for 3 years, and I think I owe it to myself to have the legs sorted now once and for all, pretty much. And to install the ones that I am thinking of buying, that will be another 3,400 Rand. And then there's a few other bits, so that's roughly another 19,000 Rand that's coming. So the build is still evolving, and that means it's still costing money. But here's the thing, after everything, after all the costs, all the work, all the trips, I would still choose this above a 300,000 or 400,000 Rand off-road caravan. And that is because this one, I understand it. I've built it myself. All the modifications was done by myself, and I know what works and what doesn't. And it's taken me to places that most caravans will never go. So if you ask me if it's worth it, my honest answer will be 100%.